My name is Matt Rich. I'm the senior pastor here at Unity Presbyterian Church, and I want to welcome you to this week's edition of Life Together. This coming Sunday is January the 17th. It is another special day in the life of our congregation. And yet I want to be able to share with you first that we are making a change to our Sunday morning worship schedule. The 8:45 live on the lawn service is such a wonderful little service, and yet you know that we've had to cancel because of weather, particularly cold temperature. Last week, looking ahead to this Sunday, we're going to have to do that again. Based on conversation between members of the church staff as well as the worship and music ministry team, we've decided that the best choice is for us to pause that 8:45 live on the lawn service for the rest of January and also the month of February. As you'll come to know me, you'll know that I'm not one who wants to cancel worship. Instead, no, we'll be adding worship services if we can. But at this point, this is the right choice for us to make. Our sound system is really not designed to be used outside in cold temperatures, and it's just not safe for us to do that. It's also hard on our church staff. It's hard for those who come to gather to be present for that worship service when the temperatures are so cold. And so this is the right choice for us to just cancel or pause those live on the lawn 8:45 services for the rest of January and for the month of February. We'll come back to them. I know we will, whether that's in March or April as the weather improves, but look for those services to return. But for now, no 8:45 live on the lawn services for the rest of January and the month of February. Instead, we continue our 11 a.m. live stream worship service from the sanctuary, led by that small group of worship leaders. This coming Sunday is a special day as we ordain and install our new class of deacons. Those of you who were with us last Sunday know we did a similar thing for our new class of ruling elders last Sunday, and the service this week will be very similar for the deacons. A significant piece of that is your prayers, being able to surround our new class of deacons with your prayers as we symbolize that with the prayer shawls that are placed upon their shoulders. We'll also be celebrating communion this Sunday, so I do encourage you to, before the service begins, find some bread and juice or equivalents for those that you might have at home that you can participate in sharing the sacrament of communion as well. I'll be preaching from 1 Samuel chapter 3. It's the story of Samuel's hearing God's voice and hearing God's call to him. The word of the Lord was rare in those days, the scriptures tell us. Samuel doesn't understand what's going on when the Lord calls. Let's think about that together. How is it that we hear God call to us? How is it that we recognize that the Lord is still speaking, even though it may seem rare in these days? Also want to share with you that just as a reminder, that with the numbers of the caseloads and case positivities and hospitalizations from this virus, they're just continually to be on the rise. You watch the news or see the information on the internet, read the paper, just like I do. This is of great concern for us as a congregation and certainly for our ways in which we express God's love for one another. The church office remains in those phase A protocols, which means that we are in the office some and we're not in the office some. All of our church staff are working some from home and some from the office. Just want a reminder that if you call the church, there's a good chance someone may not be there to answer the phone. But if you have to call and leave a message, please do so. The easiest way to catch up with us is by email. So try that first to reach one of the members of the church staff. There'll be a better chance of reaching us in that way. We know that God continues to be present in our midst. We know that as we are dispersed into the community, into our homes, that God is still present with us there. We're doing everything we can to meet as safely as possible, as often as possible. And yet we know that caution is of the utmost importance, certainly during these continued days. Just continue to pray. Continue to reach out in love and care to one another. Continue to find those ways to show God's love to those who perhaps are in most need. We know that God is with us and will continue to lead us into this new year. And so we look forward to putting our trust and faith in Him. My friends, God bless you, and I look forward to seeing you soon.